Welcome back to another episode of the Broker to Broker podcast. My name is Mark Summers. I'm the president of AIM. Before I introduce this individual, I want to let you know how excited I am to get this one done. I'm not even in my studio. I'm out of town, but I really wanted to get this podcast out there. Doing a little bit of traveling right now for the association, for many other things, for my brokerage shop. But today, I want to introduce the broker owner of Leverage Lending Group, Angelo Datseris. Angelo, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, what's going on, Mark? Thanks so much for this opportunity. This is awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, just kind of give you guys a little background here. Who's listening? I've known Angelo's name for a while now, but I really got to meet him at Fuse, which was a little over a month ago. And I'm going to tell you right now, we hit it off right away. We had a great time. If I'm not mistaken, Angelo, you were one of the first people to sign up for the VIP membership, right?
I think it was during the announcement. I was like, I'm buying it. It's just
That's awesome.
well worth it. I mean, if you're a veteran in the business, if you'd have been a broker for as long as I have, you know that once the power of now that we have a voice, because we did not have a voice before, and it's priceless. I mean, I think it's actually inexpensive for the actual cost of it. So.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. And anyone listening, go check out our membership. But Angelo, I want to talk about you today. I want to talk about your business. I want to talk about how you've become successful. That's what these are about. The thing that I always stress about what we do here is our community. And it's not just hold everything close to our vest. It's getting it out there so we all can become better, because it always goes back to the consumer, which we help best. And we want to help as many consumers as we possibly can. So let's talk about this, Angelo. Give me your background. How did you start in the mortgage industry? When did you open up your own shop? Give me the lowdown.
Yeah. So I got in the mortgage business. It's kind of my brother was doing it before I was ever doing it. By trade, I was a technician. I was a service technician. I just kind of loved getting into the down and dirty of working on cars. I kind of grew up working on like remote control cars and going to school for that particular industry. But then I hurt my back a few years into it, and so from there I had to basically kind of switch gears. So I moved from there, from working on cars to the service advisor type role, selling, basically selling service and repairs and things like that. So I mean, who better to sell that than a technician, right? So I did that for a few years, kind of got my feet wet, and I just loved the whole hustle and bustle of the sales kind of side of it. And I was a very technical kind of person too, like even with guys working on cars, the service manuals, I would just kind of get in there and figure out, just there's the hundreds and thousands of pages each year that would come out for this. I just loved learning about it and just kind of figuring out the details of everything. So transition to, like I said, service advisor role. And then it just got to a point, they put me in a role that they didn't think I'd be able to achieve. Like they had it's called this customer service index. So they put this goal in place. I said, we need you to get this, basically like a review, right? Then we need you to get this goal from here to here. And they put like a pay grade that really, they didn't think I was going to be able to achieve it. And I hit it within like 4 months. And then like, wait a minute, you're getting paid too much for what you're doing. So I was like, you know what, this is not cool. They were trying to like cut my pay. My brother was like, hey, I'm kind of doing mortgages. Why don't you come check it out? And so I knew somebody in the business. They got me signed up. That kind of taught me the ropes. From then, I did the same thing that I did with cars. I got in the weeds with guidelines, lenders. I just kind of knew it. And in about 6 months, I was the go-to. It seemed like I was the go-to. People, the veterans there would come to me for, maybe because I was hungry, right? The veterans would come to me saying, hey, where do I place this loan? What do I do with this? How do I structure this? And I just kind of went from there. And I asked one of the veterans in the shop, I was like, hey, give me one piece of advice, and he said, Angelo, become self-sufficient, which meant know how to underwrite, know how to, calculate income, know how to process. So I did. I became self-sufficient. And then fast forward 2007, I became self-employed, opened up my own shop in 2007. Prior to that, it was Premier Mortgage Funding. It was like a net branch operation.
Yep.
And I kind of saw the writing on the walls. I didn't like what they were doing, some of the things that they were doing. So I was like, okay, it's time. And then applied for my licensure, got it, got North Carolina, opened up in September, filed my LLC in July of 2007, opened up my shop in September 2007, and then 2008.
If you're not part of 2008, all you gotta say is 2008. Everyone goes just starts chuckling.
Yep. You know, and I opened up and I went big. I had like 9 total loan officers working for me, with me, I should say. And that happened, and everybody kind of scattered and went to the banks because it was, you know, things were kind of drying up. The banks offered a small salary with, you know, with a little bit of a commission split if they were to do, you know, some volume. And I had a decision to make. You know, and I went to my dad, and I think I posted this a couple of years back when I went to one of the AIM events. My father, old school immigrant, like the immigrant story, the stereotypical immigrant story, came here with nothing, built a business, a 30-year business, just working hard, and just staying true. And he didn't really know finance, right? But he just knew business. And I said, Dad, like, what do I do? I mean, do I close up shop? Do I, you know, go work for somebody? He gave me like a really good piece of advice. He said, Angelo, he said, can you cut the fat? Can you get rid of the big office? Can you get rid of everything? Can you survive by just being self-sufficient? And I was like, yeah, I think I can. I think I try it. And so it was just me and one other loan officer. She's still with me today. So Andrea Comer, love her to death. She's my second mom. And, you know, have some other loan officers too, but she's stuck with me, and it's me and her just kind of doing loans through kind of weather that storm. And, you know, here we are, here we are today. And then I kept small. I stayed small for that various reason. But over the years, I've just organically grown to where I can't do it all myself anymore. So I had to then, you know, bring in outside help to help me build my business, whether it be, you know, the loan processor, my operations now, my loan officers. So it's just kind of slowly, organically grown to what it's become today. It's not, you know, I'm not looking to be a, you know, $190 million, you know, shop with 42 loan officers. You know, I'm not looking to do that. I'm just looking to be small, family owned, tight knit group here in Charlotte, doing good work, good service, and, you know, having a good name for ourselves.
Yeah, no, you know, I obviously I heard you said you started in 2007. I mean, that was still what I like to call the wild, wild west days, where if anyone wanted to write an application, they just came in, filled it out, signed it, it was good to go. Obviously, things have changed. So, how from that point on, like, what would you say was your biggest change? You know what I mean? Because I know it was obviously a different type of business, but what was your biggest change that you, besides, I know you said you scaled back, but what was the change that you, was it your process? Was it anything like that?
So I got FHA.
Okay.
And that was back in when we had to apply for FHA ourselves, that we weren't sponsored through the lender. So it took me, I mean, I think it took me a year to get the FHA. I think that the Mini Eagle or whatever it was to actually do FHA. And that's kind of what saved me. What got me through that time is having that FHA approval. Because it was tough. It was real tough, and convention FHA was the way to go back in when that happened. So that's what kind of helped me kind of get through that really hard time. When, you know, the implodometer, you can go on there and those lenders imploding left and right. So
Yeah, and, you know, and it's kind of, trust me, where we're at right now is nowhere near what we went through in
no,
2008 and '09. I mean, rates are just starting to tick up just a little bit. I mean, they're still great. Like I talk to people all the time. They're like, I can't offer the same thing I did, but, you know, listen, you still can offer a really good product. But what I'm trying to stress here, you know, kind of going what you're talking about, is you have to diversify yourself. So if you're just
100%.
100% conventional, you better start figuring something else out as well if you want to survive in this business.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've always, just me personally, I've always liked having other products than just the standard ebb and flow vanilla paper. Right now my business is filled with non-QM. I do builder spec financing. I do renovation, fix and flip. I have like commercial type use programs. So because I learned back in the day that you can't just have one avenue of business. You have to be able to have other resources to dip into in case of to be diverse and to be just not that vanilla 680 score conventional financing that road. Because I just think in order to be just being a broker gives me that other availability to do so, to have that many lenders in my arsenal. But I just think personally, I enjoy having those products. When people call me, they're like, "Hey, I heard you do so and so," or "Hey, I heard you do this," and like, "Yeah, I can do it. Let's do it."
Yeah, and that's what you want to be known for. I mean, not just, hey, I can do anything. Yes, we want to do those, we'll call it vanilla. This is how I close loans in 8, 12 days, you know what I mean? Great rates. But you also want to be that guy that can also help people. That's what also gets your name out in your community.
100%. Yeah. And it's, there's certain things that we do and don't do. I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not good at. One of the things that I tried and I just failed miserably at it was manufactured, single wide, double wide, triple wide. I tried that. And I just couldn't, I was never good at it. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stop doing it. I know there's lenders out there that do them well. And I've heard that they're either not as hard as they used to be, and this, that, and the other. I'm just like, you know what? Tried that. I don't want my client to have a bad experience. I know I'm not good at it, so I'm just not going to offer it. And I'll send that to some of my industry partners that do those, because I just know that I'm just not good at it. So
Yeah.
I think knowing what you're good at and not good at, and just to be honest about it.
Yeah, there's a fine line of I don't want to say trying new things, but learning new things,
Right.
right? And expanding your business. But there's also that line of, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. I'm going to try it, and you're probably going to ruin a relationship. That's what I tell my office all the time is, hey, we're willing to step outside a little bit, but we can't all of a sudden start doing something we've never done before, because it's just going to ruin the name and it's going to ruin a relationship.
Yeah. And I think I think it's being honest with going into that. I'll give you a case in point, which is I haven't, and before it was, I think it was at the end of 2019. I said, I want to do construction loans. I want to focus on some construction, because I know they're a lot more difficult than just a regular loan, right? And there's a lot more pieces of the puzzle, a lot more people that you have to kind of wrangle together, like the contractor, things like that. So I was like, I'm going to focus on that. And I got a construction loan, and I was very upfront with the clients. Look, this is, we're not super well versed at this. We're going to be learning this together. This is something I want to do. If you want to go with somebody more experienced, like a bank that does this day in and day out, be my guest. But I'm just going to tell you straight up, this is our first one. We're going to be learning it, but I'm going to make sure that you're informed 100% of the way. And it took about, I think, 2.5 or 3 months to get that closed. It was with Flagstar. And it was probably one of the most rewarding experiences that I had, because I closed a construction loan and it went off without a hitch. And it was because I set the expectation from the beginning. Like, these are not regular loans. I'm not well versed at it. I may make a mistake. They understood that I wasn't trying to BS them, right? I wasn't trying to just blow smoke and just say that, yeah, I'm the best at it, just to get the deal. And it was as a matter of fact, we closed it on April 17th. And I think the following week, COVID shut that program down.
Oh, geez. Oh, gosh. No way.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's what happened. And I was like, oh my God, but hey, we got it closed right before COVID. So
Yeah. So with this current market that we're in right now, like I'm not telling, I never want people to have the mindset of, downsizing and doing this and just surviving, you know what I mean? Because we have too much to offer. What's your growth mindset right now, especially in this type of environment where, let's just be honest here, things are slowing down for most people. So how do you keep that growth mindset, and what plans do you have in place?
So and this is kind of what Julian was asking me on our discovery call. it's just organic. It's the organic growth that we've had over the years, and we're doing more community stuff, right? We're doing more like meet and greets. We're doing more happy hours with our agents. We're getting in touch with to grow, but it's just capitalizing on our reputation that we currently have, basically have in place now with our Google reviews and everything and growth. I don't want to just buy leads. That's not my operations. Okay. My operations is referral, my networking groups. I'm a director of the Business Leaders of Charlotte, the Uptown Chapter. I'm a member of a BNI group. You go out there and you make a name, and you have to understand that it may not be immediate, but the more you're out there, the more you're visible. Social media, I do a ton with video. The more, and I think it's crazy how of course you want it to be immediate, but now that I've been doing it for so long with I do like a Friday fax on Facebook. I do that every Friday, I blast it to all the channels, and then people, they just recognize who you are, and they may not be in the avenue mindset now for a purchase, but they're going to remember you, 3 or 6 months down the road, like, hey, I know CLT mortgage guy. He had some funny videos or this, that, and the other. And I think organic, for me, what has worked, and I didn't realize it at the time, it's organic growth, where it's just it's slowly but surely. I got to a point and I'm like, I just can't do this on my own anymore. But I have to bring in the people that have the same mindset. And I've brought them in knowing the full expectation. We answer phone calls. We're going to be on video. So come prepared. It's always, it's not like you're not going to not answer a phone call and call them back 3 hours later. You're going to pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm on the phone call, or text them back or whatever. It's people trust that honesty more so than, I guess what am I trying to say here? It is instilling, I guess it's because it worked for me over the years, instilling what I value in my team members that I bring on board, with my loan officers, my loan coordinator, and my business development manager. Everybody knows what they need to do on a daily basis when either calls come in or just responding to people, clients and things like that. And so it's infectious if you're like that, if you have that drive and just that want to be the best. Cause I want to be a household name in Charlotte, I'm getting there. And I think that's slowly but surely has helped my growth and will continue to grow, even though it is, quote unquote, maybe slowing down. I haven't really seen any slowdown right yet. And that may be because of everybody that knows leverage, knows myself and the team that we have here.
Yeah, no, and I'm in 100% agreement with you. Organic growth is arguably the best type of growth that you can have. We've been lucky enough, for the past couple of years, in terms of this whole industry, just people coming to us at all time. But I tell the people in my office right now, our goal is not to get loans in. Yes, that's the byproduct of everything, but I want to help as many people as I can. So we have different programs in place. We sponsor different things. We do luncheons. We do a lot of education. So that whole point of, hey, listen, we're just helping people right now, and it will come. I promise everyone it will come. It's just when you start in the business, it's really hard to understand that right away.
Right. Yeah. And if you just stay true to yourself, and so you've kind of like your vision of what you want to be as an originator, and kind of what you've seen. And once you get to that point to where you see when you help somebody get into a loan that they've been turned down by 2 or 3 other people prior to you, and you call them with the clear to close, and they're literally in tears on the phone with you. That's like, that just gives me chills, because that makes it 100% worth it. But everything that you do, because then of course you have some of your clients that just don't care, but that's fine, whatever. But the clients that I may cry because of tears of joy, that brings me, it's so rewarding to
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I think also us as originators, and I'm glad you bring this up, because I think us as originators and, our little entrepreneurships that we have, sometimes we focus on that one bad one that went wrong. You know what I mean? Instead of the 20 other ones or the 10 tears calls that you got. You know what I mean? I mean,
right.
it's important that we have to understand that.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And I think next year too, we have it on the agenda with my business development manager, who is actually my wife. We're going to be doing more. We're going to be doing more outreach, more community-based stuff. So that is like next on the forefront for how we're going to grow more in the community going into 2022.
That's awesome. So, and I love everything that you've said. These are a lot of philosophical things that we're talking about, which is great. Because that's what we do. You know what I mean? Because it's what we're about and how we move forward with our business. But now I want to kind of get into the mortgage side of things. Okay, like tangible things here right now, which are this. Talk to me about your tech stack. It's I have many conversations with many different people across the nation. And we talk about CRMs, LOSs, POSs, pricing engines, everything. I mean, on the back end. And it amazes me how sometimes people are really, really, we'll call it crazy on the technological side and tech side, and other people are like, no, I still write things down, and I have this big green book, and I'm like, okay, there's got to be somewhere in the middle of this. So talk to me about your tech stack right now.
Yeah, I'm a tech head, man. This is they're speaking my language here. So long time ago, after I opened up Leverage, I was using Top of Mind, and I've used Top of Mind for years. The post close, the 84 touch point, 3 or 5 year program that they had was phenomenal, right? So I used that for years and years and years, and I transitioned from that to Whiteboard, and I've been kind of making some changes here over the last couple of years. Went from that to Whiteboard. There were some limitations for me. There were some limitations on the email side of it. So then I transitioned to Jungo, which is based on like a Salesforce platform, which is a lot. It's a lot to kind of manage. So then now I'm transitioning from Salesforce to GetBonzo, and really think there's a lot of growth that I can do with Bonzo. But I have my website. I think that was probably one of the biggest things that I did is I do use lead pops. I think having a fantastic website is great. Getting people to the website is most important, but when they're on the website, it's important if they're going to click through. Getting them to the site is my Google reviews. So, I mean, Google has been, before I moved addresses earlier this year, from the start of the year through June, I had 92 calls from Google. We have a call log that we log all the calls that come in from Google. With our Google reviews, it gives you so much. It gives you so much credibility, and it gets eyes on you when people do searches. So lead pops, your Google review, Google My Business profile. Then from that to now I'm using GetBonzo or just Bonzo, and I do use HomeBot. So we have we're very, very tech heavy in here, and Arrive. Arrive is for the LOS platform, and as soon as they open up that integration, that's going to open up another world of just more versatility when it comes to the just the CRM part of it. So I'm kind of waiting in the wings. I kind of knew that they're going to be opening it up hopefully first quarter next year, and just kind of positioning which one. I still have Jungo and Bonzo, just trying to see which one's going to be the better fit. I think Bonzo is going to be the better fit. Jungo is just too hard to scale with that, because each license was double the cost, and getting everybody to use it was just a little bit difficult. So when you have a smaller shop, it's a little much for a smaller shop, is what I gathered over the year and a half, 2 years I was using it. So but HomeBot is a no-brainer.
I love HomeBot.
First 10 minutes on the demo call, I was like, you don't even need to continue this demo call, just sign me up. It's the best ROI I have ever had in the business, and I've tried a lot of things over the years. 100% hands down best ROI. I actually just got a lead this morning from a realtor connection on Bonza on HomeBot. So hands down, it's a game changer.
I'll never forget. I think I was the one who took the first call from Ernie, the creator of HomeBot over there. And he went through like the first, I don't know, half an hour of it. And he was going crazy on it. And I just sat there quiet. And he looked at me and he goes, we're on a Zoom, and he goes, you're awful quiet. I'm like, this is too good to be true. I'm like,
Right.
there's a catch. What is the catch here? And he's
Right.
like, there's no catch. And I adopted that into my business right away. So I echo exactly what you're saying. It's awesome. So now with HomeBot, obviously you use it with realtors. I'll tell you what I do is Monday morning when I get that digest, see how many
Yep.
people have viewed their homes. I mean, that's just a no brainer right away.
Yeah. It's fantastic, and it's like you're kind of spying on them. You see when they opened it, how long ago they opened it, if it was just a few minutes or a few hours or whatever. It's a very warm intro call to even just for a follow-up. Hey man, how you liking the report? And I don't know how many clients have replied from getting like the monthly home value, like, I just love this thing. This is just great, and it's one of my I'm doing more so the more of the introduction to HomeBot when I'm going through like my final closing disclosure. Once the client's getting ready to close, I'm going to say, hey, we're not going to be, we're your best friends, I know, for 30 to 60 days, when you're going through this home buying process, refi process. But, while you've been looking for a home, I was like, we're not going away. I was like, you're going to get, home value reports from us every month to see how the performance of your loan is doing, the value of your home. Reach out to us if you have any questions about that. Tell your friends, family about it. We'll be more than happy to just even give that to them as a complimentary service for us. And my big thing is family. If you look on any of the Google reviews that we have, or the posts, I'm all about family here. So you're not just a number. You're part of the leverage lending group family of happy homeowners. That's kind of like my little shtick. That's
I like it.
Music.
I like it.
And so, like when we're ending in that call, we do the closing day videos, which I just started implementing about a month and a half ago. The whole team gets in. We use BombBomb for the videos, but Bonzo does have that capability. But we do. When we have a client closing that day, everybody in the office, not just the loan officer and the loan coordinator, the whole office gets in the video and says, hey, just want to wish you a happy closing day. From our family to yours, you're not part of the family. Just let us know if we can help you out in the future. Have a happy closing, all the best.
No way. That's a great idea. I love that.
So, and it came to me actually when I was actually at my house. I had, one of my clients was closing, but I couldn't be in the office. So I did it on my phone, and I sent him a video, and she was like, oh, that's awesome. And I was just like, why don't I do this every closing day? Like, why am I just doing, because we use video throughout the process, throughout the milestones, right. Submission to underwriting, or initial, actually the way that our process, we can get into process later, but yeah, video is another part of the tech stack, I guess you could say is, I think it's so important. It sets yourself apart from the rest.
Okay, well, go right into your process. So tell me how you use video in your process, because I use a ton of video, whether it's even just myself on camera. I use BombBomb as well quite a bit, but I'll go over disclosures because they have that screen recorder. Always going over disclosures, closing, all that good stuff. But I'm always looking for ways to incorporate it more into my business. So give me your process with videoing.
All right. So basically our process in the office here is the loan officer gathers all documents, all that good stuff, right? Once the deal is solidified, we lock the loan, we go ahead and send disclosures out. And in the disclosure email, we have the video. It's got the whole checklist of things, whatever we say. We run through, you get ready to receive disclosures, from whatever lender we're sending it from. Make sure you go ahead and click through that. This, that, and the other. If you have any questions, let us know. But and here's the steps of the process that you're getting ready to. So please be on the lookout for X. You're going to be, I'm introducing you to my loan coordinator, Morgan Greeno. She's going to be, in touch with you, for the next step. She's going to be sending your credit card payment. If it's got an appraisal waiver, we still have to put the appraisal fee on there. And most commonly asked question is, why is my appraisal fee on there when you have an appraisal waiver? So I explain that in the video. So there's no,
right
with that. And so submission. So the initial disclosures go out once the loan goes into underwriting. Submission to underwrite email goes out. The initial approval email goes out with the video. Congratulations, your approval conditions. Here's the conditions, and we follow up with a phone call. We don't do a video for the second round of conditions, right? We just send an email saying the next set of conditions are submitted, and then clear to close video is done. Either myself, I'm either in the background, or the loan coordinator's in the background, doing dance or whatever, and then I follow up the video with the happy closing day video. So each milestone, each big milestone we're doing, just make it a little bit more posted. And somebody, if you kind of look in my LinkedIn, one of my clients, he put it on LinkedIn. His name's Seth Farger. He took a snapshot of the video, and I'm like in the background doing this, and he goes, "This is awesome!" Like when you get like a video from your mortgage guy saying you're clear to close, and he just put that on LinkedIn just because he just loved what we were doing, and just things like that. It's like we're doing something right over here. We're making awesome. It's a different experience, from the rest.
Well, it's an experience, and it should be an experience. You know what I mean? I think sometimes we get too caught up, with, we got to be super professional. And yes, we should always be professionals. So don't get me wrong on that, but have a little fun with it. Right. And this is an experiential moment for a lot of people. So why not have a little fun with it?
Yeah.
All right, Angelo. So you've been awesome today. I know you're extremely busy over there. You haven't slowed down, which is great. Still have that growth mindset. The last question I usually like to end with, the Broker to Broker podcast is, okay, you were just at Fuse. You were on the stage. You're on the stage. You have the whole audience. You have the mic, and you have the ability to give that entire audience, whether they're new and upcoming, experience, retail to wholesale, you get to give one piece of advice. What would it be?
Database management.
Okay, go on to that.
Database. And you need to start from day one. You need every person you talk to. If somebody told me that in 2002, when I first got in the business, I probably wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? I'd maybe in even more ahead of where I'm at currently. But you need to put something in place so you can stay in front of your database. Every person you talk to, put them on a drip. Mm-hmm. Every person that you come into contact with is you need to make sure you are constantly communicating with them, following up with them, and putting in some sort of automated database management, as I would probably say. That's probably one of the things I would tell, because I spoke with a loan officer for with a company here in Charlotte. I was thinking about bringing him on board, and I said, what's your CRM? And he's like, oh, I just got an Excel spreadsheet. I'm like,
I know, right? No way.
What?
No way.
What do you? I was like, okay, you are definitely not going to come on board with me. That's for sure. So nice. I just think database management, automated database management, and whatever platform, I think you need to try out each platform. I can't just tell you use this or this, because different strokes for different folks. One thing may be great for one person, not the other. Try it out. Get in there, get in the weeds, and figure out what you like best. Because each platform, if there was one super CRM platform, which there isn't one out there, right? That does everything that you want it to. If that does come available, God, I'm going to sign up for it immediately.
Yeah, let me know right away.
Right. But I think if you start managing your database from there, and constant communication with referral partners, you're gonna be light years ahead when you're moving forward, when you're growing your business.
I'm telling you, that's great advice. That's great advice. Even if you've been in the business a while, and I know there's still some people out there, I'm not going to call you out on this, that still work in spreadsheets, and I know it may work for you, but if you want to take it to the next level, you got to have some database management.
You got to. Yeah. And, just be real and be honest.
Absolutely. Well, Angelo, hey, I can't thank you enough for this. Just like I said, I was really excited about this. I hit it off with you at Fuse. We had some
Yeah.
great conversations, and I knew right away. Just like I said, when I got back, I called Julian and Brennan and said, "Get this guy on a podcast
You
now."
rock,
So,
Mark. You guys
well,
rock.
thank you, and thanks for joining us. Thanks for sharing everything you had today. So, brokers, if you want to get caught up on all of our past podcast episodes, please head over to aimgroup.com/broker to broker. You can also listen to all of the broker to broker podcast episodes on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, anywhere else we can download podcasts. Do me a favor, please rate it, leave a review, subscribe to it. It helps us get the podcast out there, spread the word that brokers are better. And Angelo, you're one of my guys. You're one of those. So thank you so much for joining us today, and hope you have a
Thank,
great day.
thank you, Mark. You guys rock. Thanks for everything.